live playthrough of Conan Exiles. My name's Inkbleeder, and I will do my best to hopefully... just leveled up. Hopefully be able to provide enough entertainment to keep you not occupied, to keep you entertained, as well as hopefully not doing quite well with words right now. Hopefully I will be able to give as much entertainment as possible, and I will do my best to answer any questions that people may have. I got chat open on my phone, so people won't have to see it on the side. Hello, Tish.
Behold, bonded one, the very boundaries of civilization.
Let me know if it's the volume's too high. I can adjust it.
World where untamed savages make endless war upon each other. You cannot pass into the endless wastes enslaved. Your bonding prevents it.
Just turning on admin
Any road.
in case.
Lead to the city.
I'm just going to turn it down just a smidge. Just going to turn on admin so that way I've occasionally... Oh, why I chose this game? Well, it's one of the few survival games that I have that I don't really need to think while playing. I can just play and not really need to worry about any sort of nuances. Because for the most part, I've played it long enough to know where things are located. Little tricks, other stuff like where things are located, like, because this is the map, and whenever I play I usually build up here at River's End, because one of the main things that you need for higher tier armor and weapons is iron, and this strip right here potentially holds enough iron to I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm assuming it's Sergeant Harmon? I think? That's how it looks in my mind. But I usually go up here because there's a line of iron that just goes this way. Plus, preferably I use the colder... Ooh, sweet, I got it right. I use the colder climates as opposed to the warmer. One thing I'm always worried and wonder is whenever they have maps this big, it makes me worry about why there's such void in the areas of the map. I hope they add more eventually, because they just had a massive update that way over here, where my cursor is a boat that leads to the newest dungeon area. The ruins of Dagon. Now, I'm not a big Conan lore person, but apparently Dagon is the equivalent of Cthulhu in this, I guess. I have no idea. But between what little knowledge I know of what... Yes, hello, big guy. Of what little knowledge I know of various cultures and whatnot, and influences on the Conan... Oh, really? Okay. I did not know that, Tish. Specifically from H.P. Lovecraft. Alright. Which, it's sad if you actually look at Lovecraft's life, because he was raised in a time where, for the most part, the way his father was heavily influenced how he viewed the world, and he was rather racist in a way, which I think is why whenever he wrote, it seems like he tries portraying himself as the villain, because he views oh, okay, you studied him in depth. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that it happened so late in life that he's tried to redeem himself. I mean, if you really want, just look at what his cat's name was. Oh, how the times have changed. Yeah, but what I was saying is, in terms of Conan, I only know very little, and I really only know stuff from the 1980s movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I had just realized, spur of the moment, Around the World in 80 Days, the newest version, I think Conan the Barbarian was referenced, because Arnold Schwarzenegger played one of the encounters that they had in the movie. I think they basically referenced his role in Conan. Which is funny how that was one of the more successful Conan attempts at a movie. The second one didn't really do too well. Get to the chopper! Yes. Well, my character is named Valkyr, and he is, in Nordic terms, because he is a Nordheimer, he is a Skelmir. I think that's how it's pronounced. It means rogue in Norse, which he is called that because his mother was a shaman and his father was the Jarl of the clan he was in. Long story short, words are complicated at times when I keep talking. He was banished because he didn't want to follow his father's rather thuggish and violent leadership. Yeah, I know Nordic words aren't easy to pronounce. That's what happens when you play a lot of 2018 God of War. Aesir Vanir, Jormungandr, all that kind of stuff. Loki, Fenrir, all that fun stuff. Yep, Norse is definitely one of the better pantheons. Which, it's funny when you actually look at the various pantheons, for the most part, Nordic seems to me the only pantheon that shows that the gods are human. Unlike Greek, where the Greek basically more or less are like, oh, they're gods, they can do whatever they want without repercussion. Because for the most part, Greek mythology is boiled down to Zeus, don't do that. Zeus, too late. Because in Greek, it's always the mortals that get punished, not the gods. At least North Pantheon mythologies, they knew there was an end eventually. And no matter what you do, there's no real way of getting around it. Yeah, the Norse gods are all busy with their own drama. Although, which is funny, if you have not played the newest God of War, I highly recommend you do. Because what most people don't realize, sure, the God of War series are more or less, for lack of a better term, sometimes gore porn. Not really the best term, personally, but they get mythology right. Especially the newest God of War. I am glad they were able to do this God of War, and I really can't wait for more. Because even though the God of War series twists the already modern mythologies, they do it in such a way without actually breaking the already established lore there is. Oh, him again. Oh, you have a bigger sword this time around.
Gods take you. You picked the wrong fight.
You picked the wrong fight. Go away. Give me your stuff. Yeah. And what's funny is that there's like, I listen to a lot of, well, at work I mostly listen to D&D podcasts, but I listen to a band called Brothers of Metal, as well as other Norse-ish themed bands. Because Brothers of Metal have a song called Ragnarok, which basically explains how Ragnarok starts. Yeah, I was never really good at school. I was the kind of student who well, needless to say, I was the I'd rather be in the back of the class so the teacher doesn't call upon me. It wasn't because I couldn't answer the questions, it's more like I didn't want to be noticed. I wasn't the most I don't really know the word. I wasn't really the most, Yeah, I became a straight C student in 8th grade. Like, I used to be, like, a straight A student. But 8th grade just killed me hard. Yeah, I was a bit of a studious student. Student. Why couldn't this teacher see? Because he didn't have any pupils. Haha, pun. The 8th grade just wrecked me. I was not... like, I had moved in 3rd grade, so I was the new student, like, underlined new student. Being a nerdy, overweight student didn't really help as soon as you are the new one in the school. So I was kind of bullied for, like, the 13 years of schooling. From 3rd grade onwards, I had to go to a private school because of it in high school, because I just could not manage. And I think that's the biggest part of what affected my 8th grade life. I just couldn't deal with the fact of adulting as an adult with also the ever-present knowledge of, hey, I'm the new kid, because going through 3rd grade to college would definitely be, troublesome, going with the same students all the time. Because the one bad thing about me is I was, well, I'm not anymore, but I was a very trusting person. So I saw the good in everyone, and I was kind of blinded by that. So I was pretty often... I don't really know how I was surprised, but I was often stunned, I guess would be the word, when I realized people were just using me to get stuff from me. That changed in high school, because I went to a private school. Pretty good private school, personally. I'm still nervous about it because it was 12 grand a year. So there's a little part of me in the back of my mind like, I shouldn't have put my parents through that, but at the same time, I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't go. So it's one of those moments where it's like, probably was for the better to go. Because thankfully there were students there who were like me. Because I literally was the oddball in school. The black sheep. Because I don't know if anybody else had... Yeah, I'm fairly new to D&D. I've only done it... twice before. And now I'm DMing. Yay! I've really only done it twice before. But when I went to private school, I met a lot of people who were like me. So I'm like, yay! It's like, introverts unite! Like, my brother is a lot more outgoing than I am. And he's my twin by 50 minutes older than me. So... it's like, yay! Ah, nope. Okay. Oh, what just happened there? I just tried getting into the building. It decided to try to eat me. Yeah, my brother is 50 minutes older. Thankfully, grew out of the whole, I'm this age and my brother's not. So, that's one thing that's good. Yeah, it was better for us to go to different schools. A, because he was more outgoing and kind of easier to get along with, while me being the nerdy, I like drawing on my notebook. Which, yeah, that was always a joy. Are you taking notes? Kinda. That was always a joy. But me, I was also the oddball who, when I doodled in my notebook, I doodled what were the notes, technically. Like how most battles in the Revolutionary War were fought on bridges. The more you know. It's the strangest thing in the world. Like, really? It's like, no wonder the British lost. Let's go rank and file across the bridge. Hey, look, everyone. The people in the big red coats are going single file across the bridge. What am I using to stream? Literally just the PS4 itself. I don't know how it's set up on others, but I just hold down the share button and it pops up a menu if you want to record. Because I have it right now where if I double tap it, it'll start recording. If I tap it once, it'll just take a screenshot. And if I hold it, it'll pull up a menu of asking where you want to stream, Twitch or YouTube. I usually just use YouTube because Twitch tends to lag my phone out, which is what I'm using to currently look at the chat. Eat the bugs. Nope, no special software. If I was on my computer, I'd be using XSplit, but my computer's also not the greatest. The only things I've streamed to Twitch on that are Game Boy Advance emulators. Spelling for what? The computer software? XSplit? It's X and then SPLIT. It's actually pretty... I mean, you'll probably find it just by searching free recording software. Well, not recording software. Free... streaming. Because you can also use it for stuff like Picarto. Pic-Art-O, yeah. Like, I know with me, I know nothing of the Conan universe. I literally only know Conan and Crom. That's about it. That's all I got. But that I feel like makes this game all the more enjoyable. Because of how little I know, I feel like I'm learning more about stuff outside of the known. Not outside of the known, that kind of makes no sense. Outside of the current canon? No. I have no idea what word I'm trying to say. Either way, I find that it makes... To me, it's more... Actually, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, I prefer finding whatever story I can get from this rather than trying to go into something. Like, I feel like with me, it'd be like... Okay, body's just despawning. That works too. Actually, why are they despawning? I guess an update might have derped some of the assets. Oh no, I'm over encumbered. It's like trying to go into, say, like, where should I start with Marvel Comics? Or where should I start with Spider-Man? And there's like 8 billion universes you can start with. It's like, I just want to know which is the easiest. Although I guess easiest isn't really the best word either. Like, to me, I feel like Conan, you don't have to know anything about the Conan universe. You can just go straight in and be like, I know stuff. Like, you can know who Conan is, you can know all the stuff about the universe. But to me, I feel like this is its own... And... Can I collect water in peace? Oh, I need rocks? I need rocks. Hello, Feral Instincts. This is probably the most viewers I've ever had on a video. My previous attempt was mostly me rambling. Although technically this is me rambling as well, but... Rambling in one direction. Who fell? I have 2 cats. I think one just fell off the bed. Yep, just collecting everything. Making a house that will only last me until I get enough resources to move. I used to have an Xbox. Name was still the same, just no underscore this last time. I was going to have it without an underscore this time, but someone already had it. And hadn't been on in like 12 years. So it's like, I can't have the name? Okay, underscore it is. I don't think you need to pay to change your YouTube name. Unless you're talking about your PSN name. Ooh, on Xbox. I think Xbox gives you one free name change, if I remember right. It's like the reverse of the holy hand grenade. You can only have one, not three. Why? I hate it when it does that. Failed to place building. Why? Why'd you fail to place? Okay. Hui. Yay. Conan Exiles building. A little better than Fallout's. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Never understand when it's like, you failed to place the building. It's like, why? Oh, could I just not have a random doorway in the middle? Okay. Apparently I couldn't just have a random doorway in the middle of something I was going to plan on putting more in. I love how I said this is going to be a temporary house until I can get more supplies, and then I'm just like, I'm going to make it fancy! Oh, subscription cleanse as in YouTube? Oh, yes, yeah. Yes, I am here for a good time, not a long time. I'll be honest, like, I wish building houses was this easy in real life. Not really have to worry about architectural supports. Like, I've had people ask me, it's like, so, if you could have one video game power, what would it be? It's honestly a toss up between this and Skyrim, waking up feeling well rested. I feel like most adults would have that one. Waking up feeling well rested. If given the option, we would all wake up well rested. What's a thing? Oh, waking up feeling well rested, yes. Apparently it's a thing. I want to meet the people who actually do get a well rest. A good night's rest. I want to meet them and ask them how they do it. I feel like the only two beings who wake up feeling well rested are cats and dogs. Isn't that right, Nikita? Yeah, but you sleep half the day. Why are you trying to climb my wall? Yeah, I guess the better question is why not climb the wall? Well, my cat Nikita is currently in the Zoom point of life. She is past Fuzzy Potato and not old enough to be I am a loaf. So she's currently Zoom. Constantly running around. Can I make a box? Did I get the box yet? I did. I need more twine. Craft 10. I mean, I have two cats. I have Salem, who's my 2-year-old, my 2-year-old fur baby. What's that, Mom? You wanted grandchildren? Yeah, you're getting cats. Yeah, I have the 2-year-old and... Oh, I do have height. I could have made the bedroll. Instead of the straw mat. Oh, I'm level 15. Okay. I should probably start spending points. One thing that bugs me about this, because I have the DLCs, once you unlock Master Mason, this crafting menu gets bombarded with new stuff. Like, because the DLCs are for the Khitan, Aquilonian, Yamatai, Toran, and Frontier building sets. Now, what bugs me is that personally, I feel like they should be under, or, well, accessed. Oh, excuse me. Accessed through their respective artisan tables. Why they're not, I have no idea. But then again, there's only, for some reason, only 3 artisan tables, and yet there's 5 DLCs. 5, right? 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Squeak. My chair doesn't like me. But I have to learn all these? I thought I learned them automatically. Oh, they cost 0. Never mind. Why can't I? Oh, okay, I guess I already have them and it just didn't load it. Okay. Game lag spike. The one thing I really don't understand about Nikita is she likes to try to climb the walls. I have no idea why. There goes the torch. Don't know why she does, she just does. Oh, I can almost make it. I need more twine. Tween. Up. Oh wow, I'm looking at my phone and it's only like a 3-second delay for me. I have no idea how much it is for anybody else. Of course, 3 seconds for me really means nothing because I'm basically right next to the source. Although that's not how internet works. I just realized that as soon as I said it. been a long day. Yeah, I'll just dismantle that. Give me the extra fiber back. Like, I just feel it'd be awesome just to be able to be like, I can make a house with sticks and wood. Magically putting it together. I know sticks are wood. What was I looking for? I was about to do something. What was I doing? I was going to build something, I think. Armor bench? Was that it? No. Maybe? What did I say? There is no proof until this video goes out. I mean, you can easily just rewind the video. Did I say sticks weren't wood? Oh. Building a house with sticks and wood. Yep. That sounds like a thing I would say when your small child metabolism starts picking... Words! Starts kicking in and you're just like, I want to go to bed. It's like, but I'm an adult. I can go to bed whenever I want. But it's like when you say that, it's like, oh hey, I'm an adult. I can go to bed whenever I want. Instantly that whole whenever you want becomes right now. Like, is this what being an adult is? Being constantly tired and always wanting to sleep? If so, can I have a refund? I want a refund. I don't want to be sleepy all the time. You know, I think what actually does it, now that I think about it, is the fact college makes you pull all-nighters, that once you're out of it, you're like, you finally realize how much sleep you've been missing, and your body's just trying to recoup. It's always fun when teachers tell you, oh yeah, for every hour of class you expect to have 4 hours of homework. It's like, I'm not good at math, but... What? It's like, when does sleeping come into play? There is no sleep, only school. Ah! Give me your cutlass. And stop despawning. Stop despawning. I have a friend who does D&D, Starfinder, and like every other thing under the sun. He also runs his own campaign. Runs it once a month, because it can usually run up to 10 hours long. Actually, that was his first session. It was 10 hours long. I'm like, so, you done with your session yet? Well, apparently his main reason for it taking so long was he plays with a couple of smokers, so they were taking breaks every, like, hour or so. Cook the flesh. Who? Where the heck did you come from? No, seriously, where'd you come from? And why is everyone despawning? The final set. Yeah, that would do it. The final session being 8 hours long. Oh, I just realized you put 14 hours long. I don't think I'd be able to do that. Ooh, I'm gonna keep that. Berries. Barbarian. Barbarian. Dave the Barbarian. Oh yeah, I was gonna make an armorer's bench. That's what I was gonna do. Zoom crafting. Ah. Peach seltzer. 'Cause I don't drink soda. Well, even if I did drink soda, it would be seltzer mostly. No, seltzer's not soda. Ginger ale. Probably the only soda I actually drink. Even then, it's few and far between. First person. Ah. Like, I was listening to the first attempt at this earlier, and oh my gosh, I do not like hearing my voice. I prefer how it sounds in my head. Like, legitimately in my head. Because it echoes in your head. So, are Genasi basically... Are Genasi basically like humanoid water... not water elementals. Humanoid elementals, basically? Actually, I shouldn't say basically, because that means I'm assuming. Although I kind of am assuming, actually. Are Genasi based humanoid elementals? Hey! Hey, it's not complicated. In D&D, you can have a half-orc, half-dragonborn. Which, personally, I kind of view looking like the Jade Guardian Lions in Japanese culture. Foo dogs! That's what they are, foo dogs. I kind of imagine them looking like that. Why'd my thing just pop up? Something popped up. Something popped up on my phone. What alert has popped up? I think the one thing that I prefer in terms of D&D, I kind of prefer Pathfinder in terms of varying playable races. Because there's a lot more variety without being too homebrew. Like, because there was one game I was going to play, but then it just never happened. Where I was going to be a kitsune, but instead of a fox, it would be a wolf. So it would have been a Okami, I believe. Okami are wolf spirits, if I remember right. think. I'm not so good with Japanese mythology. Fire, why are you still making noise? Burn off. It's funny when you actually look at D&D and realize humans are like the one race where other races must look at them and be like, what haven't they had half of something? Like there's half... I mean, technically half orcs, half elves and whatnot can be half of anything. Doesn't have to be half human. But for the most part, they're half human. Like, you could even have a half orc, half elf. Yeah, I remember a while ago, the last time I was in a full campaign, it was back in like 3.5. Where some races could prestige into others. Like, I had a tiefling sorcerer who could, once he hit level 20, could prestige into a half fiend. Like, I never fully understood that part, but... Like, I don't know what they did in 4 and whatnot, but I remember 3.5... Actually, 4th edition was when they took away feats, if I remember right. They took it away and then added them back. I think. Did they? I have no idea now. I've never really kept up in D&D. Ah, there they go. Now they're all selected. Oh, you're still inventory. Oh yeah, I was going to get more hide. Hoop, hoop, hoop. Fastest way to travel when over encumbered. Roll everywhere. Because I remember the one that I had, well, the campaign I did, I was a sorcerer. There was a ranger half elf who had a direwolf companion who somehow had like over 1,000 hit points by the end of the campaign. I don't know how that Irewolf did, but I think something broke. Something done broke in the math. Yeah, there was the half-elf ranger, the gnoll bard who liked collecting spoons. I still never quite understood that. He was a gnoll bard who played a concertina and collected spoons. The more you know. I hate how most servers have it. It's like, oh, you only need one boot lining. Others are like, yeah, you need two. I forget what our Warforged was. What was he? I think he was a fighter. Like, because I think we tried to go standard, like, fantasy party of one caster, one ranger, and whatnot. I think. I could be mistaken. I could always be mistaken, but what's the point of living when you can't make mistakes? Or as Bob Ross would say, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Which I remember that was like Twitch was having like a marathon of it, and it was like the most watched show. Okay, now the lag has me confused. Oh, the joy of painting with Bob Ross. Like for like not Netflix, Twitch like had a weekend of streaming. The joy of painting with Bob Ross, and it was like one of the most watched shows on Twitch for when they were showing it. It was probably like the strangest thing for them to. Which, it's funny, not many people realize he used to be a drill sergeant in the army. And when he left, he didn't want to be that guy who yelled at people anymore. Because that wasn't who he was. Toitle. Heard you, big turtle, where are you? And what's even more is not many people also knew that the painting that he would show, or that he would paint, just off screen would be a copy of the painting that he's doing. Like, he would do 3 paintings. Like, one that he would copy, and another that he would do live. But with him, I think the most fascinating thing about it is quite literally you can do it in like MS Paint. Like, people have followed his tutorials in MS Paint and it's come out surprisingly well. Like, I feel like Bob Ross was like some sort of eldritch god at that point who was like bestowing the secrets of the universe through painting. It's strange when you go back and look at various points in life. You realize that there are so many people who, like, personally, like Freddie Mercury, he was either a Fae or an Eldritch. I'm leaning more towards he was Fae. Because I remember seeing a video of... I think it was like for a Green Day concert or something, where like the entire audience in Rhapsody. All the bodies are still here. Just for some reason can't see them. Probably have to check that out, why. What lag? Like, in the game? Because I think it might be the game. Because for some reason the game sometimes... Yeah, for some reason the game sometimes likes you, but then next it'll be like, yeah, no. Like, with how the bodies just keep disappearing. Roll up the hill. Oh, well, there's always delay in the chat, because usually what I'm saying kind of reaches you like 10 seconds or so later. I mean, could be wrong, could be right, who knows. The Shadow knows. I forget where I saw it, but I remember reading or seeing. I almost forget which, but like you can't tell me that there's not magic in the world because like if you're just going through the forest and you just see a ring of mushrooms, either A, someone has a lot of time on their hand, or B, you just literally encountered a Fey ring and you should probably walk away. Yeah, or there was a well. That's true. Could have also been a well. I think the one thing that always bothered me, or, well, still bothers me, is how nowadays, like, there's so many things in science in general that has been done for thousands of years, but some people are like, oh no, you can't do that. Where was it? Like, I learned that look a little bit like military. What's funny is that there are some people who are like, oh, we should go back to the way like the Vikings used to. But what people don't realize is the Vikings aren't like the whole raiding and pillaging that people think they are. Because quite literally, Vikings were probably the most passive trading races in the world. Because it's funny, when people say, oh, we should be like the Vikings, it's like, it's just like, do you know what you're talking about? It's like, because I know that, for one, the Vikings had women in charge of anything to do with math because they thought math was witchcraft. Women could divorce you for any means. Where, like, if you slight them, they can divorce you. Women gave men an allowance. And let's be honest, if we were like the Vikings, we'd be showering... We'd be bathing and taking care of ourselves daily. Because I learned that apparently it had come to light, I think, recently that the British did not like Vikings was because the British women saw how well they treated their spouses, and they were like, in comparison. That was, I just saw a bug where it's like png.game data. I mean, I completely agree that math is witchcraft, but it's like, because back then, Vikings took good hygiene of themselves. Europeans, not so much. Well, European males, anyway. Because they quite literally viewed bathing as a luxury that must be taken as little as possible as to not waste it. Ah! Yeah, like, if you actually look at it, they were the most civilized race there was. If anything, if you're looking at any conquesting race, look at Attila the Hun. Yeah, he was ruthless, but if you really look at it, more often than not, if you just, like, accepted him with open arms, he'd let you keep everything because he literally just wanted to learn. Like, if you... But most people remember him for being the conquesting... Oop. Oh no! I think I might take that as a cue for my internet being like, I don't want to work anymore. I mean, if you look at past rulers, there have been a lot who got a bad reputation for what they did. But, I mean, Vlad the Impaler, let's look at him, for example. As long as you were, like, courteous and respectful, you were fine. But there were examples of... Oh, I forget, what was it? It was... Oh, what happened? What happened? Why is everything... Like, there were two dignitaries from somewhere. I think it was supposed to be, like, in India or something. It was on the History Channel a while back. And because they wouldn't remove their turbans, I know it was because of their religion, but he didn't know that. and he viewed it as a sign of disrespect. Like, he had the turbans nailed to their heads. That's a little harsh, but I think he did it mostly because he viewed it as them disrespecting his household. While I don't agree with it, there's not much you can do in that sort of time period. Everyone kind of had their own mannerisms. I forget the exact number, but I remember reading that Attila the Hun, for every person he killed in Conquest, he ordered a tree planted because he viewed trees as beautiful. There was someone who did the math. I forget what the exact number was. I think it was something like 3 million. Like, he dropped Earth's carbon footprint of that time by like 3 million units or something. I mean, it wasn't the best way to do things, but it was certainly something. I mean, I guess in retrospect, it was probably the best way. Probably not the best way to word it like that, but I mean, I agree with him in the fact that it's like, yeah, trees are beautiful. Like, where I think it's Australia, where there are like hundreds of year-old trees that are being cut down for highways. That for the, I think it's Aboriginal people. Okay, I'm not good with words. For their native culture. Trees and culture are beautiful. The people who do it, sometimes not so much. But like, these are hundreds upon thousands of year old trees that are being cut down for highways. And that's just sad. Like, when Notre Dame caught on fire, it's like, yeah, that's sad, and I know it means a lot of significance to the French population, because it had been through a lot if you look at it. But at the same time, there are other places where people aren't, they just don't care about some places. Why can't I? Whatever. Why was I doing this? I completely spaced on why I was building that. Oh well. Time to build it anyway. Can I build ladders yet? Where are the ladders? No, really, where are ladders? Oh, wait, I know where ladders are. Hi, Nikita. What are you attacking? Ooh, what's your birthday gift gonna be? And happy birthday! Wait, are ladders not here? Oh, I know where they are. Never mind. I built the wrong thing. Oh, never mind. Either way, what is it? Usually whenever someone says found out something for my birthday, it's like, oh, happy birthday! For me, it's just like a reflex. Ashley Johanna Williams. Bruce Campbell. Do you remember the movie where he literally fought a ghost samurai as himself? It was some weird. Yeah, there was a movie he did where he played himself. My Name is Bruce. That is the movie. I think that was the movie. Like, he played himself and he fought a ghost samurai. It was like the strangest movie ever, but yeah, it was the strangest movie ever, but at the same time, it was the best movie. I need 400. Oy. I think the best part about him is just that he... I don't know. I think it's just that he acts... Well, not acts, but he genuinely is normal. I don't know. I feel like it's strange to find an actor who's just like, yeah, I'm an actor. Doesn't mean I'm not human. Are they still fighting that turtle? That is the most laid-back turtle over there. Just like, okay. Okay. Oh, now it's just obliterated the three of them. Aww. That's sad. And sweet at the same time. I swear some people are too pure for this world. He's one of them. Oh boy, now the stream is definitely getting behind. Because I'm already back at my base. Oh, it actually has to snap to a building piece? That's annoying. So I can't just... Okay. Well, so much for that plan. I can fix that. I think. Yeah, I think I can fix that. Yeah, I think I'm going to be ending the stream soon because I don't know what's going on. It's way behind on the stream end. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who came and joined. I will probably stream again tomorrow, internet permitting. So until next time, have a good night.